Hi there, and welcome to Dork Wars Live, your galactic hub for all things Star Wars and more. But tonight it's going to be mainly Star Wars, I think. So it looks like my boy DJ is on. I'm going to introduce old DJ. What's going on, cousin DJ? How's it going?
What's going on, cousin Blake?
Yeah, we're not really cousins. It's kind of like a weird inside joke, but I mean, I wouldn't be ashamed to be your cousin.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'd be totally cool with it.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I've got more guest hosts coming on. But they are currently helping their wife in the car right now. So how's your day been, DJ? Been doing all right?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I played some Madden. Did not go well. I still really stink at all Madden, but that's all right. I have fun. So I did that. I got another second place on Warzone. So doing pretty well on that. Went and played D&D this afternoon. So just got home from that and was ready to talk some Star Wars.
Dude, I'll tell you what, that just sounds like a good day.
A fantastic day.
That is awesome. For those of you out there who do not know, DJ and I are part of a Madden league that we stream from time to time on Twitch through the Dork Wars account, and it gets hype. It gets hype in there sometimes.
Oh
yeah. We've recently made the jump to all Madden, so everyone's kind of like feeling out the harder difficulty. I'm trying to get this thing right and trying to win. But we have commentators that come on now and again, our friends from across the pond, and do some commentating for us with their brilliant British accents. So it's always a good time.
Oh, yeah. It makes it fun.
Yeah, and I've always been the kind of person who doesn't like watching other people play games. You know what I'm saying? Like, Why would I want to watch someone else play games when I could be playing games? But
absolutely, yeah.
But when you throw in the commentary and you throw in the good times we have, I feel like it reaches out and touches some folks in a non-weird way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not necessarily the playing on your own, but the group of guys and the way that we can banter back and forth really brings the group together. But sometimes, it really makes you wonder.
It really makes you wonder. I'll have to share that meeting with you guys. I know I have in the Red 5 chat, but maybe I have to post it on Facebook or not Twitter sometime soon. But awesome. I'd like to welcome the chat to the stream. Thank you guys for joining us. It seems like we have 10 people in the chat. That is awesome. That's an awesome number.
Nice.
I usually don't have 10 people this early. So I see Joker Voice in the chat. Tina, R2 the Icky. Thank you for joining. Lunar Girl, as always. Rose in the chat. He's going to be on here soon. And of course, Shanti. I had the pleasure of, I guess, helping be on the panel for Scarif Scuttlebutt last stream. That was only about 30 minutes ago. And I tell you what, that was a fun time. So if you missed Scarif Scuttlebutt tonight, go back and watch the replay. You will not be disappointed. You may be a little put off, but not disappointed. All right.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, they have a great show. All
They
Red
do.
5 is, I'm, we've been doing this for a while now, and the quality of podcasts that we have on Red 5 Network is just outstanding. We have something for everyone. Whatever you like, it's there. So if you find one, you're like, it's not really quite my thing. Check out another one, and I'm sure you'll find one in our network that everyone will agree on. That's absolutely amazing show.
I agree. We got something for everybody. But without further ado, we are going to get into some news. So now, hear this.
Now hear this! Now hear this!
Now you hear this, whoever you are.
But before we hear this just in, Rose joining the stream. Oh, there he is. He just,
What's up? What's up, friends?
There goes the neighborhood.
yeah, that's all right.
I
like
DJ.
Rose.
It's good to see you, brother.
How are you, Ro? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Glad to be here. Thanks for
That's
having me.
just me. That's just me bringing people together.
Yeah, I love it.
I've brought Ro together with DJ after a long time. Remember that time I brought you together with Rural Farm Boy? That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. So much fun that he unfollowed both my accounts.
Did he really?
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, I'll never find out what his favorite hat was.
Yeah. Not that he has one, but
No, he
We'll
loves
see.
them all.
he loves them all the same.
Yeah.
But without further ado, now hear this again.
Now hear this! Now hear this!
Now you hear this, whoever you are.
And Ro is not a prude. Thank you. He's not a prude.
Yeah. What was that? What's up
that's
with that?
that's the
comment?
news. That's the news. Actually, Ro's not a prude. I'm just kidding.
It broke here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, getting into some news, Star Wars project codenamed Ghost Track 17 is rumored to be happening. There is rumors of a project called Ghost Track 17. That just sounds cool.
It does. Like a covert operation.
Yeah. So a lot of times these code names for these projects kind of they don't directly relate to the project, but sometimes kind of explain the project.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Ghost Track 17.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sounds
This
like
is
a
a rumor.
rave.
You know, actually, I got to play this before this one. Yeah, this is just speculation. Just speculation.
Okay.
But I was talking with the other dorks about it, and one of the guys came up with like Star Wars Ghostbusters with Force ghosts, and I was a little intrigued. I don't think that's what it's going to be.
Oh my God. Huh.
But just something in
Interesting.
production. I don't know why I saw that, but I saw it a couple different places. So seems pretty neat. It's also reported.
Clueless.
Yeah. So in MCU news, Dave Bautista is exiting the MCU supposedly,
Sure.
with the last of the Guardians of the Galaxy being recorded, and I guess they're editing that now. They're going to release it sometime. I don't know where it is on the release schedule. I'm sure it's been announced, but he says it is a relief and that he's kind of tired of silly performances. He wants to move on to something more dramatic.
Good for him.
So, yeah, but I don't know. Those who usually come out of wrestling into act, which I guess wrestling technically is acting, for all those who don't know, spoiler alert. Most wrestling
It's not real?
fake. Not real, not at all. But most of the time, those guys who come out and try to act, like you see John Cena, he came out and act. It was weird. Like I don't know. It just didn't quite mesh. The Rock has done better than most, and still, I don't think The Rock's done a lot of serious roles. I haven't seen Black Adam, so I can't attest to that. And I'm sure he's done a fantastic job.
He's kind of a little different in that. I'm used to him being goofy and happy and smiley all the time, but he's very, stoic in this one.
Right. So, and it may work. I want him to have that opportunity, but I'm never not going to see him as Drax.
Right.
Right.
So, and what do you think about this, DJ? I mean, do you think that Dave Bautista should keep doing funny roles, or?
I wouldn't even say that it's funny. He's tried serious. He's had a couple of movies where he was almost like typecast as like the Rock type character, an assassin or an action adventure type thing. And it just didn't work out. His timing was just a little bit off. He really, to me, fit well into the character of Drax. He did give it that kind of a campy type of feeling to it, and I thought he did well with that role. It's not everybody is going to be The Rock. John Cena, he found his niche into like the action comedy stuff. The Rock is more of like a Schwarzenegger type, where his is mainly just pure action with a couple of one-liners thrown in. And Batista is trying to find something that is just completely out of the zone. So I don't know if it'll ever work for him. I hope it does. Wish him all the best in all the success, but I don't know if he has that in him to be that serious role.
Yeah. And I mean, we could be surprised. I mean, we haven't seen everything this guy has to offer, I'm sure, but like you said, DJ, I think he did really well in the context of the group that was the Guardians. He did well in a group, and he played his part. And some of the funniest lines in that movie, or those movies, are from Drax. Like I think one of my favorite ones is when he's still. He's like, "I am so still that he cannot see me." And it's fantastic. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's the right amount of comedy, I think. So I don't know. I hate to see him go as Drax, but
every good thing must end, as they
That's
say. I mentioned it on Scare Live a couple of about an hour ago. What I saw of him in the new Blade Runner, albeit it was pretty much an action movie and there was an action scene on there, but some of that stuff at the beginning of his scene before he gets captured was pretty good. I have a feeling there's something there. There's something more from him when it comes to serious performances. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And if it doesn't pan out, then he can probably be another superhero or a villain or whatever.
Yeah.
Go back to what he's used to. And I know a lot of actors don't like to be typecast, but I think we will be surprised. We'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think so too. I want him to have the chance, and I'd like to see that. And I think he'll do okay. I don't think he's going to do a bad job. So, That's all I have for like geeky news. I don't really have much tonight. Do you guys have anything else that is popping out at you?
I had one thing that I didn't get to on Scarif Live, and it was Damon Lindelof's Star Wars movie that supposedly there's rumors it's going to be starting to shoot in the spring and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. We didn't get a chance to talk about that, but
Let's talk about it.
let's see. Rumor to start filming in April. And I don't know if this is old news, but maybe since Joker Voice is in the chat, maybe he can enlighten us. Is this an old rumor? But I saw it just recently. I'm reading from an account called Galactic Transmission, the next Star Wars movie, What We Know, written by Damon Lindelof, directed by Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, who directed Miss Marvel. Dave Filoni included in early writers' rooms meetings. Set after The Rise of Skywalker, features an all-new cast with a female lead. Sequel trilogy characters may also appear, and filming starts this year. Release schedule for 2025. More information to be revealed at this year's Star Wars Celebration.
Look, we got one more. I got to play the thing. Yeah, I would like to see another stab at the big screen. I'm all for Star Wars on the big screen. I love it.
Yeah.
It's an event. I mean, it's a whole event. It's not just going to see a movie. It's an event. It's something to get hyped for, excited for, and I would love to see it. So I hope these rumors pan out. Let's see what Joker Voice has to say about this. It's been rumored, but there has been nothing in major trades. All right.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
Seen
So I guess we have
anything.
to wait for Celebration, which Celebration is in May, correct?
I believe so. Yeah. And
Yeah.
London.
It's in
London. Yeah.
It's in London this time.
Yeah.
Hopefully our friends from Madden can get over there. Probably not though. Ain't got enough clout for that. But yeah, I would love to see Star Wars on the big screen again. And after the sequel trilogy, that's fine. Let's put some space on it. I guess it's not going to be too much space if they have the sequel trilogy characters. But you know, let's get a good spin on the sequel trilogy, or at least what happens after.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nicole. Welcome, Nicole, to the
Thank you, Nicole, for showing up.
show.
Stick around.
So, Blake, you said you hadn't seen Black Adam yet. Have you seen it, Ro?
I did. The wife splurged for a month of HBO because she wanted to watch something. So I started watching some things, and you know, I was very curious. I watched Wonder Woman 1984, and wow, that was bad.
Yes.
And and then I did watch. I watched Black Adam. You know, the thing about me with DC, I'm more of a Marvel guy, so I didn't know a lot of the characters. I didn't know who these people are. I've never seen the Shazam movie with what's his name, Levy, whatever his name is,
Zachary Levy.
right? You know, I for as far as DC, I usually only kind of stick with the main, the main DC, bread and butter: Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. But yeah, I did see the Black Adam, or Black Adam. I don't know which one. What's the title? But yeah, it was interesting. I feel, after we talked about it last hour. I feel bad for Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great little tease for what's to come. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a resolution.
It's not to come.
Yeah,
it's not to come.
It's just too bad. But yeah,
it is. The only thing is, I think the original Wonder Woman movie was spectacular. I loved it. Great movie. 84 just didn't hit it for me.
It almost seemed like a fan film that had Gal Gadot in it.
Yeah. And I think she does a great job as Wonder Woman. I love the way she portrays Wonder Woman. And I love the way that Henry Cavill portrays Superman. Last stream, I know we keep referencing Scuttlebutt podcast, but that's fine because it was a fun stream. Again, if you did not see that live, go watch the replay. You will not be disappointed. But Henry Cavill is the best Superman since Christopher Reeve for me. I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
I love the he brought a seriousness to the role. There's not a lot of cutting up in that movie, and there's not a lot of jokes, which DC's more on the serious side, I think, a little bit darker than Marvel anyway.
Right.
But I think he was the brightest star that's shown in the DCEU. I think his movie was the best. Man of Steel by far was the best movie for me. In the whole thing. And to have him back, it gave people hope. As much as I would love to see Henry Cavill in the cape again, and if they were to use him in the new DCEU as Superman, which I don't think they're doing, that would be cool. But I understand why they want to reboot the whole thing. I mean, I get it. It's kind of a mess. Or it is a mess. It's not even kind of, it is a mess over there.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it, but I get it.
Yeah, they don't know which, what one hand's doing part from the other. It's just, or what's that idiom? Left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just, I try to enjoy it. And Black Adam, at least to me, I enjoyed it. It was a good flick just in itself. I didn't care about tie-ins. I didn't care about anything else. I just, let me just see this and see if I'm entertained. And there were some problems. It was clunky a lot, and dialogue was not the best. But I was entertained. I enjoyed myself for, 2 hours and, went along my business. And then, then I saw the cameo at the end. I'm like, all right, well, I also enjoyed Man of Steel. Like maybe this is the sign of they're going to try to reconnect the dots and pull back together this core group of people. Then you get the news that, they're not going to do it. And not only that, they're probably not going to do Black Adam 2. The whole slate that Rock had pitched and is completely gone. And you have really no idea what James Gunn is really going to do with this. Lots of rumors going around, but no concrete information. So it'll be interesting. So
yeah, it will. I think so. I'm excited for the new era. I want to see what it produces. I just think that the last one, the DCEU, that we're just now, I guess, leaving after the Flash. I guess the Flash will be the last movie, maybe,
if that ever gets released. Yeah.
Well, I think they're planning to release it. I mean, I think that's. I mean, if they put too much into it now, but.
Oh, they said that about what, Batgirl, and where it was already completed, and then they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not even going to release this."
Yeah, but they were like, I still want to see that movie. I want to see that movie so bad. I want to see it so bad.
Yeah. I know,
I want to know why. These are the people who released Batman versus Superman, the first cut. Okay.
So Joker Voice actually has an interesting point there that he says Cavill's out, Gadot's out, Affleck is out, Ezra's out, Levi is out. The only one that's staying is Jason Momoa, but he's not even playing Aquaman. He's going to play another character. How are you going to take Aquaman and recast him in another DC movie as another character? Everybody knows and likes him, at least from what I've heard. His portrayal of Aquaman, it was the rest of the writing wasn't that great, but he had a good good performance as Aquaman. How are you going to take that away and recast him as another character in the same movie umbrella? It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't come without precedent. Obviously, the Marvel did it with Chris Evans, Human Torch, and Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, there was at least some break in between. The Fantastic Four was one of the first movies that they made, and that was before the MCU even really started.
Right. Sure,
there wasn't a continuity. There was just movies.
Right.
Yeah. So and then that's like, well, I mean, Evans is out now, and you got Sam taking his place, but I mean that's just an evolution of the character, not necessarily. Right. Hey, this is the Chris Evans character now being portrayed by somebody else. So right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's it'll be interesting to see how they try to work this all together.
Right, and I mean, I don't think they're going to work it all together as much as they're just they're just redoing it. I mean, they're just starting from scratch.
And I heard that they're going to go younger when it comes to Superman. They're gonna, yeah. So,
and I don't think that's a bad idea either. I mean, that's. I mean, I love Smallville. I mean, when I was growing up, Smallville was the thing. Yeah, and it got weird. Got weird there in the middle, but overall, a great show. I really enjoyed it. So I think a younger Superman could work.
Yeah.
Awesome. I got a couple comments to get to real quick before we move on. Sure. Joker Voice at Dork Wars Podcast. Don't you have another rumor that is a follow-up to a former Rumor Has It segment? I have not seen the video you sent me yet, Joker. It has been a crazy day. It's been nuts. So I'm going to get to that next time. And I hope it's not too late then. But I will get to it. Lunar Girl. Blake, I hope we can fangirl again this year during Celebration. And to that I say, heck yeah. Of course we will. Because I love fangirling. It's my favorite thing to do, especially at Celebration. Like, there's so much going on. I love it. And then Joker Voice again says, younger Clark Kent facing with Lobo. There is an actual title from comics and animated film, Superman, Man of Tomorrow. That is true. And Woot. Yes.
Woot.
Huzzah. Huzzah. Awesome. Well, moving on now. Let's get out of our section a little bit. Dork Wars, the podcast, has a merchandise.
Merchandising. What's that? Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Open up this door.
We've got Dork Wars, the t-shirt, Dork Wars, the hoodie, Dork Wars, the coffee mug. We even have Dork Wars, the war chest, with every kind of jewel from the planet Sereno that you would ever want. Except for we're not that rich. We do not have a war chest full of jewels.
Oh.
You would probably see our podcast more on like Facebook and Twitter ads if we did. I would pay for ads at that point. No, we don't have that, but we do have a good line of merchandise. Like I said, apparel of any kind, whether you are female, male, toddlers. We got baby stuff, man. We got baby stuff. We've got coffee mugs. We've got stickers. Stickers are cool. Cool. We've got it all, and you can check that out at our website, dorkwarspodcast.com, where you will find the link to our merchandise store. It is a Teespring store. You can also find our YouTube channel there, which you're currently on. So just save the link or go there to find it again. You can also connect to our audio podcast because we're on Spotify, Apple Music. What's the Google one? Google Podcast? I have no idea. They change theirs so often. Doesn't matter. We're on all the podcatchers, man. If there's a pod app out there, we're on it. And you can get connected to all of those through our website or just search Dork Wars, the podcast on Google, and I'm sure we're going to pop up. So if you like Dork Wars, the podcast, wear Dork Wars, the podcast anywhere you go. Dork Wars, the podcast is also part of the Red 5 Network.
This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com.
I tell you what, I love the Red 5 Network. Love these guys, especially these two, Ro and DJ. Some of my favorite people out there. Oh,
it's round.
But the Red 5, we're just a great group of people. We're not just great podcasters. We are great podcasters, but we're also a great group of people. I can't tell you how many times I can just talk to these folks, anybody, and they just hear me out. They listen to me. They try to help. I've gotten so much advice. Yes, bio.link/Red5. That's how you're going to find all the Red 5 shows. And if you like Dork Wars, the podcast, you will certainly like everything on the Red 5 Network. Most everything. There is something for you. I mean, there's just so much out there. We're We have people breaking down stuff scene by scene. We have people going in and talking about their favorite movies and comparing different movies and different series and stuff like that. We have people who just talk about whatever the heck comes up. And that's fun too. It all works out.
Tons and tons of fun. Remember when we got hashtag We Are Red 5 trending? That was awesome. That was
that was amazing.
That was right after Scarif Con. So let's do it again this year.
Yeah, and even before. I mean, let's just have it trending all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
If we can. But I'm going to do this again at the end of the show, but I always like to do it now as well. DJ, where can we find your stuff at Red 5 and beyond?
So, man, I'm all over the place, really. Rogue One Radio, we're actually taking January off. Our co-host Steve is relocating, so we're giving him time to get to his new place, get set up, and then we'll start back in February. I'm also on Twitter, Red 4 Charlie. Facebook. I'm also on all sorts of nerd groups on there. 501st stuff. I try to dabble in a little bit of everything. So Twitter, Facebook, and here on YouTube on Tuesday nights, starting back in February.
Awesome. And Ro, where can we find you and all of your amazingness on the webs?
Probably in a Mexican prison across the border. No, just kidding.
I'll get you out, Ro.
Get me out. Get me out.
I ain't trying to end up in there. I'll come visit.
No, but so we do a live show on YouTube every Saturday night at 7. There you go. Catch us live. It's a show that we just search for Scarif Live. When you do a hashtag search, Scarif Live, and we'll pop up. But we drop shows every Thursday, audio only, but we are found everywhere else you get your other favorite podcasts. We are the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast part. Proud founding member of the Red 5 Network with a whole bunch of wonderful, wonderful people. You do not know the half of it. We are so entrenched in the wonderfulness of the Red 5 Network.
Oh, yes, we are. And I'll tell you what, Dork Wars, we've kind of taken a hiatus on our audio-only podcast, which is where we started. And, I mean, that's kind of our bread and butter. We do real well with that. Usually more of our dorks are on those episodes, and we've actually had a pretty good surge here the last little bit. Even though we haven't recorded, people have been listening, and I'm pleased to say that our first episode back this year and for a while now will be dropping this Monday. So look out for that on all those podcatchers that you guys listen to. Can't wait to bring that out. Got some editing to do this week, but I can't stress this enough. Like and subscribe to the Red 5. Like and subscribe to DJ's show, to Ro's show, to all of it. Just like and subscribe. Like this stream right here. Subscribe to this channel right here. Just like and subscribe. I'm sorry, Ro. I know that triggers you a little bit.
I know. Hold on.
I get it. But yes, like and subscribe. We can't thank you enough. You guys are what make doing this all worth it. I mean, if it wasn't for people listening and people I could talk to and kind of engage with, this wouldn't be any fun.
It's a lot of fun. Oh, can I mention the Scarif podcast hit a milestone in December? 35,000 downloads. We are very proud of that accomplishment. 35,000 downloads. We wanted to hit that mark before the end of the year, and we made it 2 weeks shy of the end of the year. So if you are one of the 35,000 people that downloaded all of our shows, thank you so much.
That is awesome. A great milestone for an amazing podcast. You guys do great work. Congratulations, Scarif Scuttlebutt, on 35,000 downloads. That is amazing.
Thank you.
Well, tonight, I guess we're going to get to the main event now. We're talking about the Bad Batch Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. And it is with the Red 5 Network, but when I did this, I hit my mouse the wrong way. So here's the real intro.
Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. They call themselves the Bad Batch.
It's true.
Oh, yeah. And we've got some holdovers. Don't forget to smack that like button. Clam slam the like button. That's what I'm talking
Slap it. Slap it like you like it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys were tearing me up last stream. Oh, my gosh. I could barely hold it together. But anyways, Bad Batch. Spoiler warning right now. I actually, you know what? I need to make a spoiler video. I have not done that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be cool, right? Spoiler warning. If you have not seen the Bad Batch Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2, we're going to spoil all of it. If you care, then go back and watch that and then come watch the replay. Or if you don't care, just hang out with us because it's going to be fun either way. So from now on, I'm assuming that everybody has seen the episode or, you know, is just here for the kicks. So I'm not really going to go scene by scene because that just gets real monotonous. So we're just going to talk about the episode. Got some questions, some things, just to have some general conversation. First up, Ro, what did you think of both episodes in general? Just right off the bat.
You know, it took me a while to launch my Disney app and watch it. I wasn't overly excited to get back into the Star Wars world. And I think it's because, you know, I said after Andor ended, I said to people that it was going to be kind of difficult to get back to like regular Star Wars. Cause for me, Andor was like, you know, up there. But I really enjoyed the first two episodes of the new season of Bad Batch. I think, you know, remembering the characters and they coming back and they're a little older, wiser. You know, the adventure was there. It was a really nice 2-episode arc. This adventure, this mission that they were on, that you know, stuff happened. We got a lot of nice little character moments between some of the characters, and I really enjoyed that as well. You know, when the Bad Batch first announced that it was going to be a series, I wasn't too thrilled because I really wasn't that impressed with them to begin with when they appeared in the Clone Wars.
Right.
But I think after watching, you know, the first season and getting to know the characters, they kind of grew on me. So I was happy to get back into the routine of Bad Batch. And like I said, I think that mission was pretty exciting. And you know, a lot of times we get stories that are, you know, you start at the beginning, you've got the middle part, and then these missions always end in success. But this time it wasn't like that. So there were a lot of stakes there that you know, one of the characters said that it was kind of a suicide mission. It was very difficult. And usually they say that just to kind of give you that dramatic elevation. But this one was a very difficult mission, and you can tell that things kind of went wrong, and I kind of liked that. And that ending on that second episode was wow. That was pretty heavy. I liked it.
It was. Awesome. DJ, your thoughts on the first 2 episodes of this season of the Bad Batch?
Well, I actually had to go back and watch the ending of the first season just to get it fresh in my head. All right, so this is where they ended it. This is what happened. And I watched the first episode, and I actually had to go back and rewatch the first one just to try to pick up all the little nuances. Like Rose said, they kind of have grown a little bit. And one of the greatest things about the Bad Batch series is the character development. They really have, for clones, they've really taken the time to explore different personalities that this group has assembled together and I tried to think which one's my favorite, and I don't know if I could actually pick one of them that's my favorite. Every time I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's got to be Hunter. No, Wrecker. Oh yeah. So I mean, that shows how much that they've invested in this, and I love the way that they're progressing the stories and taking the time to individualize each person that's in there. Wonderful job, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
I like. It seems like that the Bad Batch arcs are a little bit smaller than a lot of the ones that we saw in the Clone Wars. So you might get a 2, 3, episode arc, whereas Clone Wars would have 6 or 7, and then you have to go back, and the timeline just seemed to be. This is just straightforward, and it's good storytelling. Jennifer Corbett wrote these. I believe she wrote the first 2, and did a great job, I thought, writing them. So
Yeah. I agree. In general, I think these first 2 episodes are a phenomenal way to get reintroduced to these characters. We come in and they have this high stakes mission. And not only that, if they succeed in this mission, they can give up the whole doing jobs for Sid. Like they can just go live a good life. And that's something that they apparently want to do. I mean, they try very hard to do this. And I think that these first 2 episodes kind of show us how much they've grown, even between seasons, because we have, of course, Omega looks a little bit older. She's got her hair's grown out a little bit. Even her facial features just seem a little older. So we know a little bit of time has passed, and we can tell that these characters, they're developing sense of self. Like, where are we going? What are we doing? What do we want to do? Because you have Echo talking about, and I hate it for Omega, but she overhears Hunter and Echo talking about how this is the whole reason we're in this mess is because we're chauffeuring Omega around. We have to keep her hidden, and what if this isn't what we want to do for the rest of our lives? And there's real purpose there, and that's something that we don't always get to see. Some of these characters end up being really 2-dimensional, and I thought that's how it would be with the Bad Batch from the beginning. Like Ro was saying, I wasn't incredibly impressed in season 7 with them. I thought their episodes were okay. I mean, action packed. There's a lot of explosions. It was cool stuff, but no substance under that. I mean, just nothing. And then you start the first season, and I thought it started out real well as well. With Order 66 again, we get that. And then we see them progress through the first season, and the characters do grow on you. They become a family. Like, everyone has their own personality. You really start getting attached. And then with these first 2 episodes, you're just thrust right back into it. You still feel all that emotion. You still feel the togetherness. They're a little family. And I like that. I like what Star Wars is doing here.
Yeah, I like the drama between, there's you can start to see that some do want to kind of like retire and forget about the missions, but there's other, like, who was it? I think it's Hunter that said that, we're not doing enough, that we should keep doing more to help people against the Empire and this and that. And there's some of them, some of the clones that are just like, no. So I do like the individuality of these particular clones. And their relationship with Omega. It's interesting. Star Wars is starting to be almost like a I don't know, how to raise a child story.
Yeah.
I mean, these things with, and yes, Joker, thank you very much for correcting me there. It was Echo.
And that is a defining factor for these recent projects. Of course, you have Omega. In this series, we have Grogu in The Mandalorian. Is there another one? I can't think. I mean, Ahsoka was kind of that way at the beginning of Clone Wars, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
Kenobi and Little Leia.
Kenobi and Little Leia. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one. So this is a reoccurring theme, but I think each property is doing something different with it. While it's kind of a reoccurring theme, they are doing something different. Would I like to see some other stuff? Maybe. but I think they're doing a good job. I like Luna Girl's comment here. We got Hunter, Rika, Tick, Echo, Crosshair, Omega. So one of my goals this season of the Bad Batch, I want to get hashtag Omega. I want that trending on Twitter because I think that needs to be a thing. Anytime that I'm tweeting about Bad Batch, I'm putting hashtag Omega, 3 E's. So guys, help me out.
We'll do.
Mission accepted.
There you go. So DJ, what did you think of the story? What did you think of going back to Sereno? We're affiliating ourselves with some more Count Dooku. He's been popping up a lot lately. The war chest. What do you think of the storyline? Like the story of these episodes?
I wasn't sure where they were going to go with it at the beginning, and then when they showed the hologram, I was like, "Ooh, hey, all right, how is this going to fit in?" And like you said, we've gotten a lot of Dooku here recently, and so it's always cool to see those other tie-ins here and there. I'm trying to think of what else I was going to. The thought just went, but yeah, the way that they tie it into the different series that have come before and have already been teased in the future, it's amazing the way that they're just playing connect the dots here, and I love learning little bits and pieces of places like Serrano, and you get a little more of the story with Dooku and how they react when they find out, hey, he's not even here anymore. And so, it was really, top-notch storytelling. Like I said, the lady that wrote this one, and I believe the second one, did a fantastic job layering it all out, and then having just start to finish was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Loved the first two.
Yeah. And Jugger Voice has a little bit of a criticism here. These first 2 episodes were it's missing the fun element that the first season brought. I don't think we haven't seen the end of the season. I mean, it's only the first 2 episodes. I like the seriousness here. I kind of like it. It's a little bit of a different direction, I guess. But the very beginning of the first season actually was incredibly serious.
Yeah.
I would think it's more than this.
I mean, and you can't. So you started serious, and then it kind of got where you had the fun adventures, and you can't always do that. You have to set the tone, and you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. People are going to get bored with it. So you have to try different tones. You have to try different voices. You have to try different perspectives in order to get the audience to keep engaged with the product. Otherwise, they're going to be like, oh, this is just like, this is almost exactly like last season. Why do I need to watch it? No, just different tones, different scenarios, different points of view should be thrown in there. Yeah, go back to what everybody likes here and there, but try something new. Get people to watch it and be engaged with it.
Yeah. I'm really intrigued with the way they went with these first 2. I think it brings it back kind of to the roots of the seriousness and what the mission is, because we have to find out what what's their goals. The characters have to have goals for the story to go. There has to be goals, and now we know that they kind of want out. Some of them do, and I think they all want different things. But we kind of got a general direction. Like we need more cash. We want to be out from under Sid. We want to be self-sufficient. That kind of seems to be where they're going, and I like that. So, Ro, this story, the first 2 episodes, the storyline. What did you think of it as a whole?
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it. I think, like I said, I think the stakes are higher, or at least the stakes were higher when we when we embarked on this mission with them. It started out okay, but things kind of turned on a dime. They had to abandon the prize and get scraps. And I think it was kind of commendable for Omega to kind of take a role because I guess she felt guilty for what she overheard when DJ, you were talking about the conversation they were having. And it was kind of a tender moment, saying that the money wasn't important, let it go. Nice little throwback there to Last Crusade. If you made the connection there, but yeah, it's I like the story. Like I said, it's the stakes are high or higher. The tone was definitely a little bit more serious, but there's always, the Bad Batch animation. I think you're always going to have some sort of fun, especially with characters like Wrecker, doing his little bit. I think that's always an enjoyable thing to kind of break the tension. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I'm awesome. I've really been I've watched it over again. I've watched it for the second time now, and I'm just blown away by the storytelling. Did you guys notice in Dooku's throne room that there's a shatter mark in his glass, or a big hole in the glass?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, so that's calling back to
right
to in Clone Wars, where Dooku in his pajamas, my favorite Dooku look, by the way, throws Asajj Ventress and the Night Sisters out that window in Clone when they try to come assassinate him. Oh my gosh! And while it does bring up some questions for me, like, I mean, come on, he's got all these, he can't fix a window. At the same time, it's still a cool callback. I like it.
Yeah, that's like I was saying earlier. It's cool how they have those callbacks, and it's just little things here and there that that you notice. It might be a sound or just a quick visual, like the glass, that just calls back to other things, and it almost makes you want to go back and rewatch those as well. So yeah, I mean, it's great. I love how they just piece it all together.
Yeah. I do want to bring up, I know we're picking on Joker voice a little bit. That's okay. He could take it. He's got tough skin. The first two episodes should have been a hook with no sense of time of the events and the slog pacing. How are you going to engage the audience? Honestly, Star Wars is having a sustaining the audience problem. I don't think so. I think with, I was sustained all through Andor. I loved Andor. And I know that that's kind of a point of contention. Some people didn't like it, and that's fine. But I was hooked the whole time. These two episodes, I was hooked. I mean, from the very beginning. I mean, you get Wanda Sykes in the first minute and a half, and her voice kind of puts me off in animation because I'm like, oh, that's Wanda Sykes. I'm like, oh, no, but she's not Wanda Sykes. She's V. But you get her right up front and this big mission, big payout, and you're like, okay, cool. There's a big heist. Okay, we're going to start off with a big one. And you find us a war chest from Count Dooku. Like, that's gotta be one of the biggest heists.
Yep. I was sustained.
I was the whole time.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. And
yeah.
You brought up Wanda Sykes, and it was cool to see. One of the things about at least the animation side of things is they can bring in other characters from outside of the Jedi or the clones or Empire or Rebellion, just regular people off the street, and make them interesting. Yeah, and so you want to see more about them. Well, so all right, now tell me more about them. Who are these people? I've never seen a series that was really able to do that with just common everyday people that is. I don't know, take Superman, for instance, or a guy walks into the newsroom and, you really don't care about him because there's Clark Kent and Lois. So, but, but in Star Wars, that person will probably end up meaning something special later down the line. And you're like, right. Wow. All right. So now I have to go back and, here's his first appearance. All right, cool. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing the brain power that they have to continue those lines is astounding.
Yeah, I agree. Star Wars is a series that is always from its inception, kind of focused on the smaller characters as well. It was never about just the big characters. Especially when expanded universe books and games and stuff like that were coming out. Everybody had a backstory. You know, the dude holding the ice cream machine in the Empire Strikes Back, he had a backstory. The ice cream machine had a thing, and then they even brought it into canon with the Mandalorian and stuff. So it's always been about everything, not just the big players, but everything in the scene. All the people are important. Luna Girl says something cool here. Season 1 was your hook. Season 2, I want story. I like that a lot. I didn't even think of that. I really like that. Yes. And from the trailers and everything, it looks like we're going to get a lot more story. I know season 1 had a lot of what a lot of people would call filler episodes. There's just a lot of inconsequential stuff happening with missions, which, you know, it was still fun. But I think we're going to be more story driven this season. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something else. I can't. That put me off of what I was going to say. I can't remember now. That's okay. But so I do want to parallel two characters real quick. Omega and Luke Skywalker. Hear me out. Hear me out. Beginning of the first episode, Omega's kind of, you know, she's doing that stuff with Tech about the ships. She's learning this stuff, and then she's looking in the water and she's seeing the creatures kind of go by, and she's kind of, it was kind of like a Twin Sons moment for me. Like, she just kind of, I felt like she wanted more there. Like, she wants more. I think she wants, I know we've talked about everybody, the whole Bad Batch, but I feel like she kind of wants her own identity outside of being a clone, outside of being part of the Bad Batch, you know? And, you know, they got the same haircut now. They're both, you know, wearing some clothes that are kind of more casual. They're not, Omega's definitely put behind her the times of Camino. She doesn't wear the Camino outfit anymore. Yeah. And it just really, I don't know. It just seems like they're on the cusp of an amazing adventure. While, yes, Omega's already been on a crazy adventure, I feel like her journey, her personal journey, is really about to begin. And two, Tina brought up, do you think Boba and Omega meet? If she's really like Luke Skywalker, she will probably end up making out with him. So, yeah.
You had to go there.
I did. I had to. But
yeah.
I did like her age up. I did like the age up. You could tell there's been some time. It maybe 6 months, you know, something like that. But I was intrigued through the whole thing. I'm trying to think of the older gentleman in the second episode, Roman, I think his name may have been.
Oh, you know who that actor was?
No, who was it?
Oh, he's a Star Wars veteran actor.
Yeah, I couldn't place him.
Yeah.
I didn't look inside the numbers.
Oh, I think it was voiced by General Veers.
Oh,
the hell's the actor's name? Joker voice. I'm sure he knows.
It's I can't think of his name right now.
Julian Glover.
There, yep, that's it. Okay, I didn't know he had voiced Roman, if that's his name. I hope that's his name. I hope I'm not butchering this. Sorry, guys, if I am.
You know, it's funny. You can tell when certain characters, even in animation, you can tell when certain characters are. Or am I mixing up I think I'm mixing it up. I think the old guy in this last episode of Willow was Julian Glover.
So Hector Elizondo was
there. You yeah. I was mixing it up.
And Tina asked who could play Omega in live action. They allowed the voice actress to use her natural accent, but I don't think she looks like Omega.
She's Asian,
Man.
isn't she?
She is. She is actually. I want to say that I want to see. God, now I'm messing up. I want to see Boba Fett with a wig on. That's what I'm thinking. Mando season 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, but I just think that I think Omega's really going to take a leap forward in this season. I mean, this show, she's the main character. Even in season 1, I think she's the main character, and she makes strides in season 1, kind of getting out of what she was in, that situation of Camino. She was, I guess, used for for purposes of cloning, I guess. I don't know. We don't know the full story yet. Yeah, Tamora. There you go. Tamora Morrison with a blonde wig on. Heck yeah. All down for it. Let's go.
You sound too excited for that.
Just a little bit. I'm going to be on Scariff After Dark next Saturday. So
with that,
it might
okay.
come up. I think she's really going to find herself this season. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And I know a lot of people thought in season 1 that she may be force sensitive, and I feel like a lot of people have come off of that. I don't know how they're going to play that. I don't know. Maybe she is.
It's early. They might get back on that horse.
Yeah. But I'm even saying it towards like the latter half of last season, people were kind of coming off of that.
I remember. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe not. Yep. Plug for Scariff After Dark. I'll be there, possibly talking about Boba Fett, Tamora Morrison in a wig. Be there.
Whatever floats your boat.
Hey, man. Awesome. So, but I do like that character though. He really brought a lot of kind of backstory for Sereno, and they're just people. They're not people who were with the CIS. They weren't the bad guys. They were just people, and they have the data bank, the Serenian data bank. Mm-hmm. They had, pretty interesting. And the kaleidoscope that he gives to Omega. That was pretty cool. I think I'll bring this up later. I think there's more semblance there. I think there might be more to the kaleidoscope than meets the eye. But getting into this, there are two things that Disney kind of endorses that they usually don't in these 2 episodes. First off, the good guys, the protagonists, talk about stealing. They were talking about how Dooku stole all of this treasure and he was a bad guy, blah, 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 blah. And then Omega's like, we're just doing the same thing, right? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, but it's really how you use the money, not how you get it. So Disney's endorsing stealing now, which, hey. And the more serious note, dude, the end of episode 2, when Admiral Rampart blows Captain Wilco away, just blasts him straight in the chest, falls off the cliff. I've not seen anything like that in any Disney animation. Star Wars, usually Disney steers clear of that kind of thing. And they even did in season 1. There were opportunities to do that in season 1. And still, I was blown away. So let's just talk about that moment, because that's a whole conversation. I mean, that's a moment.
Yeah, that's getting back to the serious tone we were talking about. Mm-hmm. I think, we had that adventure and, things happen, but, the fact that this Imperial officer was covering his tracks, making sure that, Tarkin doesn't find out what his failings. I think that is an aspect or a characteristic of a lot of Imperial officers, and going straight up to, up the chain of command. Just recently talking to somebody on Twitter regarding, the fact that the Empire just eliminated and decimated the Geonosians just to cover their tracks about building the Death Star.
100%.
I find that aspect of the storytelling very interesting, especially because you just mentioned the fact that Disney is saying that stealing is okay, but
Yeah.
it's part of this dark story.
It is.
We think of Star Wars as this is fun, it's got morals and et cetera, et cetera. But then you have stuff like that, the complete annihilation of a species to cover your tracks. I mean, it's a weird dichotomy because it's a Disney product, and then these stories are so there's so much darkness that kind of weaves the story through.
Yeah,
and I find
it has to be there.
it
It's
fascinating.
inherently there.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no drama. Otherwise, there's no when off topic for a second, when Star Trek The Next Generation came about, Gene Roddenberry said, that we can't have any, drama between humans. And the writers are like, well, where are we going to get the stories from? So it's interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had the perfect opportunity last season on Ryloth. They could have shot, it was the senator from Ryloth that they were having problems with, and it almost looked like he was going to get shot and killed right there. But they did not do that.
So one of the things that I thought of when I saw that was, wow, yeah, that definitely took a turn. It reminded me kind of, and this is another fandom, Harry Potter. So Harry Potter starts off and, it's kind of light, and he's 10, 11 years old. And as the series grows, he gets older, and as he gets older, the story gets darker, and there's more gravitas to the situation. So we start off with this, in season 1, and you have this young clone that's mixed in with these seasoned clone troopers, and as the story goes along, it gets more and more serious. There's some light moments here and there, but it's really that gravitas is starting to sink in, and you really have to think about what your actions are and what the consequences for those actions are going to be. And it's you didn't really get that early on, but now you're starting to get that a little bit. And I think it's just going to continue to build.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I like the tone a lot. I like where this is going. While I guess overall, I mean, this does progress their story, but it doesn't really progress the story of the galaxy very much. But I don't think the Bad Batch is supposed to. I know later on we're definitely seeing Palpatine, so there's got to be something huge that happens for him to get involved or to be seen. Nala Say and Dr. Pershing, a deep dive into cloning. I hope that comes back up. I hope we see some more with that. I don't think they would have dropped it at the end of the Bad Batch season 1 if it wasn't a factor in this season. I think Omega has to be some kind of experiment or control something for cloning. I mean, she has something to do with the cloning stuff. I mean, I think that's why we saw that. But final thoughts here on the Bad Batch Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. Ro, I'll come to you first.
Sure. So one of the things that has impressed me is the animation details that have been brought forth in this second season of Bad Batch. I think the lighting is really great. The texturizing of the surfaces are really great. And one of the things that really impressed me, even from some of the early episodes of Bad Batch, there is a shot where the camera they're on a mission and they're in this hallway with a tube that goes up and they're trying to escape. And it's a single camera move, and it follows them, and then they're doing their action, and then the camera turns over this way, and then they follow this way, and then they go all the way up the tube. And obviously it's an animation, it's easier to do, but I pay attention to stuff like that, where the camera is placed, how they block the scenes and things like that. And it takes some great direction to be able to say, you know what, this is what I want, especially in a sequence like that. I want the camera to be a single shot, and the action has to follow it through that scene. But yeah, the technical aspect, and I know a lot of people were hemming and hawing a lot about the style of animation as new Star Wars animated projects came about. People complained about the rubbery hair in Rebels. It's funny though, because it's like, if you're paying too much attention to the hair, relax, pay attention to the story. But I think the Bad Batch really is doing a great job technically with those things. And it goes a long way to help you feel like you're part of that galaxy far, far away. Everything is tied together really nicely, I think, for what it is. And I love the fact that we get to visit some strange new worlds and environments. Like that opening scene with the crabs was really a lot of fun.
Crab Island. Don't want to go there.
Yeah. And so yeah. I'm cool with it. Can't wait to see more of Bad Batch and whatever else they throw at us.
Yeah, I can agree with you though. The animation is fantastic. One thing I did not like about Rebels was Yoda. The one time they showed Yoda,
yeah.
Oh gosh, he looked
like he was on meth.
Yeah, Yoda was rough. Most of the animation Rebels was really good. The toothpick lightsabers were a little strange, but I can get over that. But Yoda is like the one thing that I'm like, okay, who approved that? I mean, out of everything. But I think everything, even like early Clone Wars, is kind of disjointed, and that's kind of, they were really getting that 3D animation, computer generated stuff to that degree. But like Clone Wars season 7 that Disney produced, amazing, awesome animation. This I think is even improved on that. Like you said, just the lighting and the shading and everything. It's great. And I think that's another thing that just helps you kind of engage with the story. The better the animation and everything moves and is kind of seamless, the more that you can focus on the story. Well, I don't think that should, deter you, but DJ, what do you think? Final thoughts here. Bad Batch season 2, episodes 1 and 2.
I'm excited for the future. I really can't wait to see where they take us this season. Not sure if it's going to be the last season or not. I guess if it's been announced, I haven't seen it yet, but I am really looking forward to it. I like the tone that they set. I think it's going to keep getting more serious as time goes on. Bring on the Emperor. Anytime I get to see the Emperor in Star Wars is an amazing day. So, long live the Empire.
Yeah, I like this little exchange in the chat before you go on. Even in Rebels, when she discovered Kanan and Ezra talking about Leia, she made no mention of Kenobi. Dragon Buddy, Leia ain't no snitch, JV. No, she is not. She knows when to hold her tongue.
Right. But I'm excited for it. I enjoyed season 1. I'm actually starting season 1 with a couple of my younger kids again, because they saw me watching season 2. They're like, "Oh, what's this? Tell me what's going on." No, we'll just start over from the beginning.
That's
and,
right.
And that way you can get caught up too. And so I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see the further adventures.
And I tell you what, I think this is a good one to start the kids on. I mean, it's animated. While it can be serious, it can also be really lighthearted as well. I think one of my favorite episodes from season 1 is the Mochi episode where they're mistaken the Falleen child is Mochi. She's like, oh no, I'm not Mochi, that's Mochi. It's like, all right, Rancor. Oh, I love it. Great. That might be my favorite episode of season 1, maybe. But I'm truly enjoying it as well. These first 2 episodes were fun. Just the stakes. I mean, the stakes were pretty high. You know, we're reintroduced to the characters. We can tell that they've grown. They haven't regressed, which is cool. I know sometimes we'll go to like the next season of something. It seems like the characters kind of take a step back, but not here. I think everyone's on their way forward, which I really
sequel
like.
trilogy.
Yeah, looking at you, sequel trilogy. Poor Luke, Leia, and Han all reverted to what they were before they met each other. That's horrible. But yes, I can't wait for the future. I think the next the next episodes, I think this runs until April, if I'm not mistaken, or March, maybe March.
Yeah, I think this year we're getting consistent Star Wars products.
Yeah,
because this is going to run right into Mando season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is going to run for a little bit longer. Can't wait to see where it goes. And of course, from the trailer, we know we're getting Gungi, the Wookiee Jedi. Can't wait for that. I love Gungi. The Emperor, Rex, Cody. There's a lot to be had still, even though these first 2 episodes were great.
Yeah.
You look like you want to say something, Ro.
No, I'm posting something in the chat.
Oh, awesome. Well, in that case, DJ, where can the people find you again? I like to do this at the end of every episode. Just where can we find DJ?
Absolutely. So you can find me on Twitter at Red4Charlie. Also find me Tuesdays starting in February on Rogue One Radio. I occasionally guest on this show that's hosted by a bunch of dorks. You might see me on there again from time to time, and what?
Yeah.
And lots of nerdy groups on Facebook, and if I see you, I'll make myself known.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Ro, where can we find you? I know no one knows where to find Ro at. We got DJ's link right here. Let you see that for a minute before Ro gives his spiel.
Rogue One Radio. When am I going to come back to Rogue One Radio, DJ? Can you talk to Steve?
I will. Yeah, absolutely.
While you're at it, I need an end too.
All right. We'll get you on.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can find the Scare of Scuttlebutt podcast wherever you download your other favorite podcasts. We are available everywhere. And find us. Find us. Just do a search. Ask your smart speaker to play the latest Scare of Scuttlebutt podcast, and you'll hear all of our shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to hear some more Rogue One Radio, to hear some more Scare Scuttlebutt podcast. But you can also find Dork Wars, the podcast, at dorkwarspodcast.com. So check us out there. Follow us on the socials. Chat with us. We've got Twitter. We got Facebook. TikTok. We're about to get some more into TikTok. I gotta get back into that. It's been a while. I'm actually going to start making some YouTube videos. I think some actual, not just lives, but some actual YouTube videos talking about different topics, Star Wars and beyond. So check those out. Be looking for those here in the next month or so. I'm trying to gear up for that. So subscribe to us, chat with us. I love chatting with you guys. That is some of my favorite parts, is chatting to people who listen to the show, who have takes about what we're talking about what we've said, our opinions. Love it. So check out Dork Wars, the podcast. Check out Scare of Scuttlebutt. Check out Rogue One Radio. Just check out the Red 5 Network. So thank you, everyone, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for supporting Dork Wars, the podcast. You can check us out on Facebook.com/Dork Wars, the podcast. And if you would like to join in on the discussion or maybe suggest topics for us to discuss, please do so by joining our Discord community or sending us an email at dorkwarspodcast@gmail.com.